This is Ava Heap with the University of Illinois Extension, serving Champaign, Ford, Iroquois, and Vermilion counties. Today I'm going to lead you through, as a Master Gardener, how to record your volunteer and or continuing education hours. So the first thing that needs to be done is go to our unit webpage, and that web address is web.extension.illinois.edu/CFIV. Once you're there, depending on whether you are a Champaign County Master Gardener, a Ford Iroquois County Master Gardener, or a Vermilion County Master Gardener, you're going to want to go to that webpage. So I'm going to go through today as a Champaign County Master Gardener. So I click here. Now each local program page has a lot of information about what Master Gardeners are doing there, whether it's their community projects, upcoming garden walks, etc. Definitely come back and visit and see what information we have to offer. Now, as far as volunteer hour reporting, you're going to look underneath additional information, and the last thing listed here is volunteer hour reporting. So click there. You'll come to this page, which has a reminder as far as what hours are required for whom. If you are currently in training or have just recently completed Master Gardener training, you are considered a Master Gardener intern and are required to do a 60-hour internship. Now here in our unit, we break down that internship into specific categories. So 10 hours are required in the horticulture hotline, and we have one of those at Champaign, Onarga, and Danville in each office. Here in Champaign County, 15 hours are required at the Idea Garden, which is located on the U of I Arboretum. 15 hours are required in community gardens, which includes Crisis Nursery, the Champaign County Nursing Home, Prosperity Gardens, etc. And then there's also 20 hours of open service. Now this open service can be given back to the Juvenile Detention Center, the Idea Garden, the Horticulture Hotline, or it can go to Garden Walk, which requires a lot of manpower, as well as those special volunteer opportunities that always arise during the season, whether it's presenting a program or helping out with another event. Those hours can all be entered in that open service category. Now, as a reminder, interns are not required to complete continuing education because they just completed training, which is pretty intensive. You're more than welcome to join us for any of our educational opportunities. You can also log it, but then as a reminder, it does not count towards that 60-hour volunteer internship. Now, once you are active Master Gardener, you are required to complete 10 hours of continuing education, as well as 30 hours of volunteer service in approved projects. Again, that includes the Idea Garden, the Horticulture Hotline, any of our community gardens. Now, to access the volunteer time tracking system, we're going to click here. And so this will redirect you to the volunteer time tracking system, which is the same across the state. All Master Gardeners will use this system to enter their hours. Now, if you are a first-time user, you're going to click on First-Time User, set your password, and you're going to enter the email that you gave to us when you registered for the program and applied for training. If that's changed, definitely notify your program coordinator and let them know. If not, then go ahead and enter that address and click on Send Password Link. Once you will receive an email with further directions that will probably include a hyperlink. You're going to click on that hyperlink. It will redirect you back into the volunteer time tracking system, and then you'll be able to enter and create your own new password. Once you enter that, you'll be redirected into the system and ready to go. Now, I am not a first-time user, so I'm going to go back to log in, enter my email, password, click login. Oops. All right. So now that we're entered, again, depending on which county you're in, that's going to be listed here at the top. I'm a Champaign County Master Gardener for the time being, and so it says Champaign County there. Here on the left-hand side, you'll see Interactivity, Enter and Continue Education, View My Activity, Suggest Continue Education, etc., etc. If you want more detailed information, you can obviously click on the tutorial and we'll go through that and see how to use this system. But I'm going to click here and use Interactivity. We've got lots of stuff listed here for Champaign County, but specifically I want to look at the intern categories. And again, this is for our Master Gardeners who have just completed their training and are undergoing or in the midst of their 60-hour internship. You'll see that this is listed by each category. So there's intern hours, community gardens, intern hours, idea garden, intern hours, Master Gardener office, and all clerical activities. So that would include the horticulture hotline and intern hours open. This is for both Master Gardeners and for us as staff to view how you're doing with your internship and kind of keep track of those hours. So in theory, you're going to enter all 15 hours for your community gardens here, all 15 hours required at the Idea Garden here, all 10 hours that are required at the horticulture hotline here, and then all 20 hours of open in the open category. Now, I'm just going to use open as an example. So if I click on open, you'll see I can click on any day of the week. And I'm going to select as April 4th. I worked some hours in the horticulture hotline. So I worked 4 hours. I worked from 8 to noon. I didn't do any planning hours. And I'm going to enter horticulture hotline and click Save Time Report. Now you'll notice that nothing really happened, but I guarantee that it's been saved, and you can check that by going to View My Activity. Now you can see here in the past I entered 2 hours under community gardens, and then my 4 hours in the intern hours open. You'll see on the corner status is pending, and that is because your program coordinator will need to go through and approve those hours. If they're pending for a long time, I encourage you to contact your program coordinator directly. It might just be a matter of we are overwhelmed and haven't gotten around to it. But typically we'll contact you directly if we have a question as far as what hours you've entered. Now the same can go for entering your continuing education hours. We've got different opportunities and programs listed here, and it's the same concept. Underneath tree walks, you click the day of your tree walk. I know that there's going to be a naked tree walk on the 8th, so I click that. That took about 3 hours. Naked tree walk with Sandy Mason. Save time report. And again, it's a little funky because it doesn't look like it's saved, but again, you go back to View My Activity and you can see that it has been entered. This is great, and as you can see up here, you can look back on the years that you've been volunteering and what hours you've logged in. So always good to check to see where you're at as far as what hours you've entered. Now, the Suggest Continuing Education, if there's something that's not listed underneath the continuing education program, you can suggest different events, webinar, etc., and that'll again send to us. If you have any questions, definitely send this help request in, and this again will be directed to your program coordinator, and so we'll be able to help you there. And that's about it. Now you may be asking yourself, what's the point of recording hours rather than just seeing the benefit of how many hours you put forth a project. But it also means that you'll be eligible for awards. So here in Unit 13, we have different awards across the unit. Specifically in Champaign County, we have the Golden Trowel Award, which is specific to the Idea Garden. We also have awards that are making a difference, as well as various hour awards, 100, 250, 500, etc. And so it'll be really rewarding. If you don't enter your hours, you won't get those awards. So we definitely want you to enter those as well. And we also have state awards that you can be eligible for, again, if you're entering a certain amount of hours each year. We also encourage you to enter your hours so you can amaze your friends and family with how many hours you volunteered at the Idea Garden, as well as bring them to the Idea Garden and show, hey, I planted that plant right there. Doesn't it look awesome? That was my job. And also it's really important because the U of I Extension does have important funders, and they do like to see what our volunteers are actually doing and contributing. And so it's supporting the program, and it's also just supporting the U of I Extension as a whole entity. And so that's really important. Well, and that's all I've got for you today. So I appreciate you hitting through this and bearing with me, and I really hope that you will go through this simple and easy. And if you have any other questions, definitely contact either myself or any of your program coordinators.